So here we have developed about 33 farmer producer organization in the millets and other crops. So based on that one, whatever we have experience in the formation of the FPO, how we can make the farmer producer organization a sustainable and a viable entity nowadays. So those things I will be sharing during this presentation. Again, I welcome you for this presentation, and I request Prakash, yeah, I can share now. Share the screen. It's available.
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
Yes, sir. So I'm trying to share.
Yes, sir.
Sir, is it visible, sir? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it is visible, sir, on full slide.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. So here the FPOs, as you're aware that there are about 10,000 FPOs are going to come in the next 5 years from the different implementing agency. And these small holders, we need to link to the market, especially to the directly to the consumer. This is our task. So in this perspective, Indian Institute of Millet Research, which is mainly work on the millets and working on the FPOs as well to link to the market. So here my presentation goes like this. Initially, we'll be having some introduction about the FPO. Then why do we need the FPO in present scenario? Formation of the FPO is very important task because at the district level, district collector is involving the entire agriculture department to form the FPO. And some of the success stories of the FPOs also I'll be sharing with you, and the schemes for the FPOs so that you can connect to the directly FPOs in your area. And finally, at the end, we'll be having some interactive session, that is question answer session. But here again, I'll start my presentation with some of the questions that stating that can FPO be an emerging solution for the agrarian crisis which is existing in India nowadays? And then the second question is about the Amul story. As you're aware already about the Amul, how this became a model for the other farmer societies or the organization, or you can say the association of the farmers to adopt this model. So can it be the successful model? And as you're aware, our institute is working on millets, and millet growers are mainly the small and marginal farmers, especially the tribal and dryland farmers. How we can bring a smile on the millet farmers' face as well by adopting the FPO strategy. So these are some of the questions, but during our interaction and during my presentation, we can come to know the details about the FPOs. Friends, here I would like to share one typical example about the vegetable supply chain model, where it was again derived from the different research organization. If you see that the farmer share in consumer rupee is very low, with respect to the vegetable crops, again it is the very low. When a farmer sell the produce and when consumer pay, for example, if you say the 100 rupees, then farmer share in this 100 rupees share is only about the 30 rupees. So what about the remaining cost, where it is goes? So that is mainly to the transport cost, marketing sales, transport loss will be there, and hamali charges, and all those things included. And totally farmer share in the consumer rupee, if you take, that is only the 30%. So how we can make a much more remunerative to the farmers in the when he sell the produce or his produce to the directly to the consumer. So this is the one question. And another thing is that you know that farmers buy from the retailer always, whatever it could be for his inputs or for his farm or for his home and as well. So all these things will go to the it will as a retailer. So he sell his produce to the wholesaler. This is a tragedy in India and in everywhere where farmers is not able to sell directly to the consumer because of the various reasons, and he lose both in the transport ways. So this is true in case of the millets as well. So when a primary producer, a farmer grow the millets and he sell that one to the local aggregator at 25 rupees, and later it will go to the miller and wholesaler, retailer and consumer. So like that it will go to the consumer at the rate of 90 rupees per kg after the processing and valuation. So if you compare the cost of the primary produce or what he sell in the market and the consumer, is a huge difference. So where it is going, how we can make a sustainable to the millets cultivation in general and particularly to the FPO members. So before going to the details about the FPOs and all, here I would like to mention some of the challenges of individual farmers. Already you are aware that one, but still here if you say that related to the backward linkages, we have the lack of access to the advisory in crop production aspect or crop processing, and especially in the marketing related, and lack of access to modern technology will be there for the small and marginal farmers, as I'm talking about here. And in case of the forward linkages, there is a market related activities, high cost of transportation and lacks of bargaining power to the individual farmer is there, and value addition at farm gate is another important challenge to the small and marginal farmer. So to address these issues, the concept came in India, that is the farmer producer organization or the farmer producer companies, and this is nothing but the tool for the aggregation. So here you can see the backward linkage and forward linkage need to be strengthened and by forming the FPO. So FPO can be an effective channel for both the dissemination of the technology to the large number of small and marginal farmers in one side, and also to bring back the feedback from the farming sector to the research and extension system. So this is a type of typical tool or the aggregator tool, you can say, to address the various issues faced by the individual farmer. Now, what is the concept of the FPO? So this is nothing but the aggregation of the farmers to the and make them as a member of the company, and registration of the company is under the control of the farmers or the group of the farmers. It's a profit limited company and registered body, and this FPC or FPO can operate in entire country. So wherever the business opportunities are there for this particular company, they can take this benefit, and the complete ownership is lies with the FPO members or the board of directors as leading the company. So next question comes that what is FIG and all, how to construct the FPO. So FIG are the building blocks of the FPO, means it's like a SHG members. So in the community level, those who are growing the organic crops, so we need to aggregate them and make it as a FIG in that particular village or a particular community. And later on, these small FIGs can clubbed together to form a one FPO. So that is called as a role of FIG in the FPO. So these group of the FIGs are the SHGs, so whichever formed under the control of the one FPC can be a liaison point for the farmers as well as the FPCs to address the various issues or to meet the various demand of the FPO. So this is the service model of the FPO, where the local resource person will be coordinating, and FPO staff will be there from the implementing agency or from the operating agency, you can say, like the IMR or the other organization. They can play a role in the aggregation, mobilization of the farmers and linking them to the market. And above that one, the board of directors, we need to have the board of directors, and the once we select the board of directors and all, we can go for the registration of the FPC. So what are the roles here? Board of directors, if you say, the FPO staff and all, there will be a planning, complete planning of the FPO, implementation of the business activities, and also monitoring of the FPO activities. So if we adopt this model, definitely we can address some of the issues faced by the farmers. So that is we can increase the economies of scale and attract the trading, and it will increase the bargaining power of the FPO as we aggregate the produce in one single platform, and we can directly have the link up with some big processors, or even the FPO itself can start the processing activities at the farm gate. So availability of the advisory services like the IIFSR can provide the advisory services directly to the FPO at a single platform, so that the better technology dissemination can happen. And this is a single point of contact at the village level or at the block level, so that the research institutes can focus the dissemination of the technologies directly to the FPC, and it will reach to the farmers. So like that, there are many opportunities, or there are many benefits while forming the FPO. So now question arises that who can start the FPO? So friends, as you are from the different department and especially working with the farmers, and it is proud that you are directly associated with the farmers. So here the farmers who are engaged in the agricultural activities directly with the farming, and who are having the group of 10 members, means any 10 members of the farmers can come forward and register the company, or the farmer producer company, or farmer producer organization. Or if already SHGs are working at the village level associated with the farming, and they can also come forward and make the company registration. So all the members who are involved in this FPC registration should have the farming activities and involved in the agricultural activities. So this is the mandatory to register the FPC. So question arises next that what are the legal documents we require if we want to form a FPO? So obviously this is the bit complete a record keeping document we require to register the FPC under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. This is all will be done through the digitally. So documents required and the members required for registration of the FPO are first we require about 10 members, 10 farmers you can say, or the 5 members as a board of directors and 5 members as a promoters. So 10 documents like PAN card, voter ID, bank statement, farming certificate we require, Aadhaar card we require, mobile number is compulsory, mail ID of each individual is also compulsory, and we require a kind of registered office address also, so that whenever we apply for the registration of the company, we require a registered office address in the form of the gas bill of the any director or any office address through the gas bill. We require the electricity bill also can be considered, and we require the passport size photographs, and the names of the FPOs need to be proposed in the beginning itself to avoid the duplication of the names in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So these are the 10 documents we require for the registration of the FPO. So once we collect all the documents and all, the registration process will start through the company secretary, because he knows how to register and all. So the preparation of the memorandum of articles, association of articles, and creation of the DIN, creation of the digital signature, and other affidavits need to be collected and prepared. So these are a bit cumbersome work. That's why we need to take the help of the company secretary, and he can work on behalf of us to register the company. Once we submit all the documents and all, he will take care of the creation of the digital signature and all. Finally, after the submission of the documents to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, so we can get the registered certificate like this as it is appearing on the screen. So one of the FPO promoted by IIMR is located at Mahbubnagar. On that name, we have formed an FPO, that is Mahbubnagar Millet Farmer Producer Company Limited. So this is a typical certificate. From this one, we can go for the opening of bank account. After that, doing all the business activities through the FPO. So how millets, because this is again the Millets Institute, and we'd like to focus on the millets and especially the dryland crops. And your training is particularly related to the organic farming, and many farmers would like to grow the millets under the organic cultivation. So this is really helpful to the all the agriculture officers who are attending this particular training. You can understand the millet-based activities also, and millet-based FPOs as well. So here we are implementing this model. So after the registration of the FPO, so we try to link the FPO with the farm input centers to have the aggregation, to have the business within the inputs like pesticide, seeds, and other inputs. And also we are facilitating the FPOs to get the loan credit system through the different schemes. And we are linking Department of Agriculture and other agencies to have the custom hiring center for the farm mechanization as well as the processing and value addition. Millets aggregation will also happen if farmers aggregate themselves into single platform and run under one umbrella. So because for small farmers,
அவர் பேர் என்ன கொடுத்தீங்க?
Yes, sir. can mute for a few more minutes. And aggregation can happen through the FPO, and storage warehousing facility can be created so that at the farm gate we can store the grains produced from the farmers and keep for the for a bit period whenever the demand arises. That during that time it can be addressed, and processing and validation of millets can happen. Market accessibility can also be created through this FPCs. And we have done that one through our FPOs. So friends, here there are 6 FPOs which are formed by IIMR in the one scheme, that is the NFSM Nutri-Cereal. So the 2 FPOs are located at Karnataka. One is at the Bagalkot and one more is at the Koppal. If you are from the Karnataka, you can aware about these FPOs and their activities. And if you are from the Andhra Pradesh, then Visakhapatnam and Anantapur are the 2 FPOs, millet-based FPOs, and one more FPO is located at the Mahbubnagar, that is in Telangana, and one FPO we have at the Madhya Pradesh in the tribal district of the Dindori. Friends, the 6th FPO which I was talking about, that is mainly the women-based FPO and located at Madhya Pradesh, and 5 more FPOs which are linked to the 5 more FPOs which are linked to the IMR are from the millet-based one and located in the different parts as you see on the screen. So here, briefly I mentioned details about the some FPCs, how they are performing and what are their present activities. So we have targeted about 1,000 members in the Visakhapatnam FPO of the Andhra Pradesh, and 58 mandals. So in Visakhapatnam, we have targeted about the 58 villages and from the 9 mandals. And similarly, if you see that their activities at one umbrella, we are planning for the orientation on self-employment, intervention of the improved agricultural practices, training on the value-added products, awareness creating, capacity building, mobilizing farmers, and linking with the NFSM program and linking with the other financial institutions are happening in this FPO. So this is kind of the extension hub at the village or the rural area that can really connect to the different stakeholders. So similarly, we have registered this FPO in the ENAM, and this is helping them to trade through the ENAM as well. So procurement and aggregations are happening. If you see the images here, so we aggregate the millet growers and we procure them through the FPO and connect them to the market. Coming to the second FPO, that is the Mahbubnagar Millet FPO, which is again the one of the success story. Here we have targeted 1,000 farmers from the 15 villages of the 2 mandals of the district, and already more than 786 members joined, 785 members who joined in this FPO and contributed about the equity matching, share capital, and we have received the equity grant as well from the ministry. So they are doing well and performing the millet-based activities at the villages, and to build the confidence among the members and the shareholder certificate also we issued as per the norms of the FPO guidelines. Coming to the next FPO, that is Bagalkot FPO located at Karnataka, and 1,000 farmers already here we aggregated. This belt is known for the jowar cultivation, and as you are aware that the Maldandi jowar is famous in that area, and villages, about the 45 villages covered from the 5 talukas of this district, and several activities are being implemented and linking with the other stakeholders like KVK and all are involved in this promotion of the millet-based activities and to increase the farmers' income. Some more images you can see some activities related to the Bagalkot FPO, and Anantapur FPO is located at Andhra Pradesh, and here also we have targeted about the 1,000 members. And the beauty of this one is that we have introduced some mechanical mechanization in the agriculture, and the custom hiring center is established with the FPO, the FPO members are taking advantage of this one on a nominal cost basis. So this kind of the activities really help the small and marginal farmers to get the mechanization in their agricultural activities. So coming to the women-based FPO, I think many women members are also in this training program. You will be happy to know that the here board of directors are women, all the 5 members, and they are processing millets. And as you know that the millet processing can happen from the women members, and even the nutritional security can also will also start from the kitchen. So where the women are the prominent, and accordingly this FPO is also taken care by our women members, and they are processing millets and linking directly to the markets like Delhi and all. They are packing the processed grains and marketing at the nearest market. So this is about the Halchalit FPO located at Dindori of the tribal district of Madhya Pradesh, and this is the 6th FPO of the NFSM program, that is coupled FPO located at the Karnataka. So we are working with some of the community-based organizations as well, like if you see the Art of Living and other institutions, so that we can take their help or their expertise to promote the millet and millet-based FPOs in that locality. How we are linking this one to the market? So friends, we are facilitating the tripartite agreement between the FPO, processors, or you can say the big purchase procurement agencies, and as well as the IIMR. So we are facilitating the tripartite agreement to sell the grains to the processors at higher prices. So wherever the we are meeting the demand in through the FPO. So after the meeting demand, the excess grains or excess produce will be sold to the other processors. So this is a kind of example where we have signed a MOU with the Ash Food Processors Private Limited located at Nasik. So some of the FPOs, they go to the procurement center as well for the other commodities like red gram and other commodities like red gram and all. So they are really purchasing from the farmers and benefiting to the members or the shareholders. So AgriTech, a digital platform also. A digital platform is also developed by IIMR to facilitate the and linking the small and marginal farmers to the market. So this is again working for the FPOs, and we have some more FPOs which are indirectly supported to the FPO members located in different parts of the country, and those who are in need of the technological information for the millet-based activities. So we are providing that one. So how FPOs can perform and make a private partnership with the other big companies like ITC, Olam and all. They have the better contract or the contract, what you say, that the agreement between the FPO and all. So friends, always the big companies or the processor, they have the strong backward linkages. So if you take the Guntur chili, they have the best contract with the ITC, and whatever the produce comes to the market, the FPO will have the marketing to the ITC and Olam and other things. So similarly, we can promote the FPO and we can have the better marketing linkages with the big companies. So coming to the final stage of my presentation regarding the promotion of the FPOs, that is 10,000 FPOs are coming in the India in next 5 years with the total outlay of 6,866 crore rupees. So there are majorly 3 implementing agencies: NABARD, NCDC, and SFEC. Even at the state level, Tamil Nadu State Farmers Agri Consortium is also there, TRIFED is also there, NCDC is also there, and different state governments are also part of the implementing of this scheme. So whichever is nominated for your or designated for your area, you can contact and get the FPO sanction. So the related to the FPCs sanctioned to the IIMR in the Karnataka by the SFEC. So we got about 10 FPOs in this financial year to form the and incubate the FPOs in the Karnataka, and in 10 blocks you can see. If you are from the Karnataka, you can also connect it to our existing FPOs and can provide your expertise to make it sustainable. And the Watershed Development Department, that is under the government of Karnataka, we have been empaneled as a cluster-based business organization, that is CBPO, and we got sanctioned a project of 9 FPO formation and different in the different blocks of the 3 districts like Dharwad, Koppal, and Bidar. So there also we have formed and handholding. And friends, 4 FPOs we got in the 2 states like Andhra Pradesh and Telangana from the NABARD. So here also we are working, and the AP, Telangana, the potential states for us to promote the millets and handhold the millet-based FPCs. So in total, we have about the 31 FPOs from the 4 different implementing agencies, or you can say the funding agencies like SFEC, NABARD, NCDC, and WDD. So we are working with these FPOs, and you can say that almost we are going to reach about 31,000 farmers in the next couple of years, and we'll take up the promotion of the millets. How the marketing channel will really help to the FPCs. So in the traditional way, individual farmer, he sell his produce to the processor or the aggregator and all. So it is very difficult to reach directly to the consumers. So after the intervention of the FPO, the wholesaler or the corporate retailer and all will directly have the connection with the FPO, so that the bargaining power of the individual farmers through the FPO will be increased, and the processed products will reach to the consumer. Or many FPOs even have started, as I mentioned, they have started their own primary processing center and collection center as well. So you can see some of the millet-based products from our FPOs, and these have been introduced in the various market, and also they are selling directly to the consumers. So with the schemes related to the FPOs, friends, there are many schemes nowadays. Even under the PMFME, the FPOs are getting better subsidies to start with the millet-based or the other food processing related unit. So we can take the benefit from that such kind of the scheme. And credit guarantee fund scheme is also there, and also venture capital assistance scheme is also there from the SFEC. And NABARD is also providing some loan and other things to develop a processing and validation centers at Farm Gate through the FPOs. So like that, we can take the benefit of these schemes, and even for the construction of the warehouse under the Agri Infrastructure Fund. So we are trying to link up these schemes with our FPCs, and so that they can become a viable and sustainable FPCs in the country. So this is what I wanted to present to you, and with regard to the millet and millet-based FPOs. And way forward is that we need to integrate the value chain development, interdependency, like the collaboration, strengthening of the FPOs can happen only when we converge the different schemes with the FPCs, and also linking them to the market through the startups, you can say, or other public-private partnership. So I propose that one district, one millet FPO can really help to the millet growers in the country, and FPOs can play a vital role in achieving or increasing the income of the farmer. I ultimately can say that doubling of farmers' income. So eat millet, friends, and stay healthy. Let's millet. So thank you so much for the opportunity here, and would like to have more interaction with you all, and acknowledge our director for this opportunity. I also extend my gratitude to the IFSR team for bringing me here through virtually and having this presentation, and also thanks to the organizer of this program. Thank you so much. Over to you, Prakashji. I can take questions from the participants.
Thank you very much. Participant, now you can interact with Dr. Saab if you have any query regarding to the how we can initiate for this FPO and all these things. Participants.
Sir, our presentation is very good and self-explanatory. No more question actually. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Sir, minimum persons required to start up a FPO. How much, sir?
Sir, we require 10 farmers, sir. 10 farmers we require to register a FPO under the Indian Companies Act of 2013. So out of them, there will be 5 directors and 5 promoters. After the formation of the FPO, 5 directors will play an important role in the any decision making of the FPO. So other 5 promoters will be a supporting farmers who can bring the linkages or can help in the mobilization of the farmers and bring the more linkages to the FPC.
Okay, sir. How much farmer can enrolled in this group on FPO?
Sir, there are some FPOs who have about 5,000 farmers under the one umbrella.
Okay, minimum, sir. Is there any minimum? I asked, is there any minimum?
Sir, if based on the new guidelines, to issue any benefit from the government side or the schemes conversations like the PMFME scheme or the large agri infrastructure fund, if you want to take the loan or to take the benefit like this, so there should be about 300 members. So on an average, 300